Hello friends, I Prof.Darshan Thakur from Terna Engineering College Dharashiv welcomes you on my YouTube channel for the subject head Control System Engineering. Friends, before starting our today's session, let me congratulate all the team members, each and every single person who contributed for such a wonderful mission Chandrayaan 3, right? So obviously that is the proud moment for each and every citizen of our country. So let me congratulate each and every person who contributed for such a wonderful event, right? So friends, let us start our today's session with this terminology control system engineering. First of all, we will try to learn the basic definition of this control system engineering as well as the classification of this control system engineering. Friends, as far as today's modern human society is concerned, so this modern human society is surrounded by so many types of control systems, basically directly or indirectly, right? So one basic question arises in our mind ki what do you mean by this term that can be called it as a control system, right? So before going for this control system, as we know, first of all we need to understand the basic definition of that system, right? So system is roughly we do can say that it is an arrangement of different elements. Those are connected to attain a certain objective out of it, right? So more prominently, control system it is nothing but what definitely we do can define it is like that. It is an arrangement of different physical elements. Those are connected in such a way that to attain a certain objective out of it. This is the basic definition of that control system. Our human body itself is one of the best example of that control system. An arrangement of different physical elements to attain a certain objective out of it. That is nothing but what the control system, right? Now, as far as this control system is concerned, so basically it is divided into, or broadly it is being classified into two types, right? These two types are nothing but what? First one is nothing but the open loop control system, and second one is nothing but what? The closed loop control system, right? So in order to define these two types of this control system, let us quickly consider the basic scenario or the basic block diagram of this control system. Either it is open loop or closed loop. Generally, how that control system is represented, if suppose with the help of these two rectangular blocks, this first block is denoted by this controller and the second block is denoted by processing unit. So before going to see the working principle belongs to each and every block, whether it is system or control system. To each and every system there are two essential parts. These two parts are nothing but what? Its input and its response or its output, right? So let us quickly go through. This will be the input of that system denoted by this abbreviation R of T. R denotes for reference input and this C stands for what? The output. So basically it is the time domain representation R and C. So on which basis that control system is being divided into open loop and closed loop, that depends upon this quantity whose name is nothing but what? The control action. First of all we need to understand the significance of this control action by means of these two blocks, right? By means of these two blocks means first of all we are having the controller and the second one is nothing but what? Processing unit. Controller, or we do can say that it is the one type of transducer also. Transducer, what it does, we are very much aware of this thing, it will try to convert one form of energy into another form. So here the processing unit is responsible to generate the control action out of it, right? So control action means what? The control action is nothing but what? The desired quantity or the actual quantity which will try to turn on that system to produce a certain output out of it. That is nothing but what? The control action, the particular quantity. Now based upon this quantity, right, that system is being classified as an open loop control system or the closed loop control system, right? Now open loop control system means what and the closed loop control system means what? So based upon this control action, so whenever this control action has nothing to do with the actual output of that system. Means whenever it is totally independent of this output, so at that time such type of system can be called as an open loop system, right? And in either way, when this control action depends upon the actual response of that system, means whenever we do have a certain relation in between the output and the control action, that is nothing but what the desired quantity which is responsible to activate the system, right? Because according to the definition, system is nothing but what it is specially designed to attain a certain objective out of it. So to attain a certain objective out of it, physically we need to turn on that system, right? And which quantity is responsible to turn on that system? That quantity is nothing but what that control action. When this control action has nothing to do with the actual output of that system, such type of system can be called as an open loop system, right? And when this control action depends upon the output of that system, so at that time such type of system can be called as a closed loop system, right? So let us quickly go through the different examples of this open loop system as well as closed loop system, because initially, as I told you earlier, nowadays this modern human society is surrounded by so many number of control system in our day-to-day life, starting from morning to evening, right? Let us say that if when we consider the bread toaster or the coffee maker, or so many examples are there, all these systems belongs to the type of open loop control system, right? Because let us quickly go through the example of this, if suppose hand dryer, right, which is situated near to that washroom or somewhere it is, according to our own convenience, right? So we need to understand as far as this hand dryer is concerned. So what kind of input is being given to that hand dryer? Our objective is to what? Because according to the definition of that system, it is an arrangement of different physical elements to attain a certain objective out of it, right? So when it is required for we people to dry our wet hands, so at that time this hand dryer is being used. So the wet hands are nothing but what? The desired input of that system, and the output will be what? Obviously dry hand, right? Then, but what will happen, even though if we put our dry hand near to that hand dryer, some sort of sensor we used to have in that hand dryer, so it has nothing to do with the nature of that hand, whether it is wet hand or the dry hand. Its objective is to what? To turn on that dryer, irrespective of that controlling action. Means what? This is nothing but what? This is the type of open loop control system, right? Another example of this open loop control system is nothing but what? The automatic washing machine, we can say that, right? Because to that washing machine, what kind of input we are giving? Because our aim is to wash our dirty clothes, right? So such type of dirty clothes are being given to this washing machine, and to the controlling panel of that washing machine, we used to have the wash timer, or we used to have the rinse timer, which will try to define the washing cycle time or the rinse cycle time, right? But what will happen, even though if we put the clean clothes into the what we can say the bucket of that washing machine, or to the cabinet of that washing machine, so the processing element of that machine is nothing but what? The induction motor or the AC motor, right? So that processing element has nothing to do with the nature of that input. Its work is to start the motor and wash the clothes. Even though we are putting the clean clothes, automatically the machine will turn on, and one more time it will try to wash that clean clothes, right? So again, that washing machine belongs to the type of open loop system, right? So in case of that open loop system, the control action has nothing to do with the output of that system, right? Such type of systems can be called as a open loop system, right? Now as far as this closed loop system is concerned, so in case of this closed loop system, basically with the help of one example, we will try to learn the basic principle of this closed loop system. So how it will look like basically. So this is the basic block diagram of this closed loop control system. Initially, see, such type of transducer we used to have. Just a minute.